Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Thanks for joining us again. Today I thought I'd walk you through one of Puppy's meals. So we're going to start off with a cup and a half of brown rice. I got a few tiny thin strips of steak. It's frozen right now, but we're gonna pan fry that with some sweet potatoes and bell peppers, and we're gonna also add some cheese into that, into a cup and a half of kibbles. For dessert, I think we're gonna do some blueberries, mango, and cucumbers. I'm going to prepare everything right now. I'll put the rice to boil for about 20 minutes until it's perfect consistency, or the right texture, sorry. And then we're going to peel and dice these into tiny cubes. Pan fry the steak and then dice these into tiny cubes. Come along with us as we make Puppy's lunch. Pan is on, so we're going to start with the beef. Because it was such a thin slice of beef, I decided to cube it up instead of just pan frying it whole and then cutting it up. I decided to dice it. And so we're going to start with the beef, and we're going to brown that. I'll turn the volume up. We're going to brown the beef, and then we're going to add the veggies. We have the diced bell peppers, and then we also have the diced sweet potatoes. The rice is boiling, and when it's all done, we're going to add the cheese in the very end. They're going to love that. And for dessert, we did some blueberries, chopped cucumbers, and mangoes. They've already had samples of the cucumbers and the mangoes. They seem to love it. The blueberries, not so much. But I think if we keep introducing it to them, they're going to like it. Now, the puppies have a meal like this once a week. Something special where I try to do maybe steak or chicken or salmon, and maybe add a fresh fruit or veggie to it. So let's see where this is at. We added no oil. Just gonna put that to brown. So I think we're going to add the sweet potatoes, and we're also going to add the peppers. This is what's going to give it all the flavors. The puppies are going to love it. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, so it's going to cook and get nice and soft, and then we're going to add the boiled rice. The rice is boiling right now. In another 10 minutes or so, I should have to strain and rinse, and then we can add that to this. Let's see where it goes. The meat is browned, and if you could smell this right now, it smells so yummy. You can smell the peppers. Look at that. Puppy's lunch. They're going to love this one today. We're going to add some water and let everything just kind of cook down and get nice and soft before we add the rice. So this is how it goes. I just found a piece of celery in the fridge, so why not add a piece of celery to your meal. Oops. Celery is in. Can't go wrong adding flavors. And if anything, you have something in the fridge, just Google If it's safe for your puppy to eat, if it's safe for us to eat, it's normally really safe for puppy to eat. So I would say be adventurous and puppy will love you. Look how delicious that's looking. Another 10 minutes and this should be finished. Come back and watch us put it all together. There's rice, veggies, and steak is on its way. Almost finished. Rice was strained and washed, and now we're gonna add it to our veggies and mix that up. I would say for one puppy, half a cup of rice, a handful of bell peppers, as much steak as you want, and about a handful of sweet potatoes. But because we are making for more puppies, we have a larger quantity. Let's just let that sit and simmer and get nice and delicious before we give it to puppies, because of course it needs to be cooled down by a lot before you offer this to puppies. It's been sitting for about 5 minutes and you can see the rice is absorbing the water. I guess how we could check this. Squish it. Potato is soft. So we're just gonna let this cool down before we give puppies their lunch. How beautiful. It smells so delicious, and I think if I was a puppy, maybe I might want to eat this too. I can't wait to give puppies their lunch today. They are going to love it. Come back. We'll come back in about 5 minutes to kind of make sure all this is nice and absorbed. Open it so it cools down even more, and puppies are waiting. Puppies waiting patiently for their lunch. Check out these little guys just waiting patiently for their lunch. Puppies waiting for lunch. Rice has been sitting for about 15 minutes now. It's absorbed all the water. It's nice and soft. So we're going to take about a cup of this and add it to the puppy food. You want more rice and less kibbles. Mix this up. As you can see, it's still hot, so we're gonna let this all cool down and get nice and soft. Make sure you put lots of steak in there. So again, this is about a cup of sweet potatoes. We did a handful of celery that we added in the end. And we did about half a cup of beef. It's just a couple thin slices of steak that we got from the butcher. And slice those up into tiny little pieces, the sweet potato, and then we did some orange bell peppers. Cooked that all together and then combined it with the rice, let it cool down, and added some kibbles. This will be puppy's lunch. We're going to take the cheese, which they love so much, and just add it on top. It's the last thing that we do. So puppies are going to have their lunch, and then they're going to have some dessert with some blueberries, cucumbers, and mangoes. It's such a hot day outside, so I think they might enjoy dessert more than they do the rice. But let's see what happens. We put lunch down for puppies, and as you can see, they are loving it. I think today's going to be a little bit of a... Everyone's going for the cheese first. I decided to put down the dessert as well so they can take turns. But they are loving the rice. They love to eat from the one bowl. Now it's going to be a battle, so I think we need to go do the 2 bowls. And it's something delicious like this, I guess. They are just loving it. Puppies love to eat the real food as well as their kibbles. Again, anything that's healthy for you to eat, normally puppy can eat as well. There was no salt or additives put in this. It was just all natural. The sweet potato, celery, and sweet potato, celery, the steak, all natural foods, the brown rice. And look at this, puppies just love it. They also tend to love the mangoes and the cucumbers because it's so fresh. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If anyone has any feedback or comment, we would love to hear from you. Thank you, and please come back and see what happens in puppies' lives next. Thank you. See you again.